Lloyd Forger, Anya Forger, and of course, your Forger are returning for a third season of the hit action comedy series Spy Family. Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Airy. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment on what you think, and if you're watching on YouTube, consider becoming a channel member. All right, yes sir, and yes ma'am, it's true. The hit anime Spy Family or Spy X Family, depending on who you ask, is returning for a third season. After a successful long season one, a long season two, and a feature length film, they are returning for a third season. And this move kind of surprises no one, but people were wondering how come there wasn't an official announcement, especially after the film came out. But we have an official poster which shows without a doubt that Spy Family is returning for a third season. For those of you unfamiliar, Spy Family follows Lloyd Forger, who is a secret agent called Twilight. He gets sent into the neighboring country and he has to form a fake family to get close to a general on the other side. And no one really knows what his mission is to do to get to him. Some people think it's, to make sure he doesn't do the things he's supposed to do permanently, and others maybe just to put something in his head to prevent him from taking the two countries into a conflict. Either way, he does this by adopting a little girl, Anya. You've probably seen her. She's the one with the pink hair, but he doesn't know it. She's a telepath who can read minds. Well, then he has to get a fake wife. So he makes a deal with someone who he thinks is just a regular kind of paper pusher at the local government office. Her name is Yor. She agrees because she wants a cover because all of her colleagues are starting to get suspicious why she hasn't gotten married. But unknown to Lloyd, she is actually a very powerful, strong hit woman named the Thorn Princess, and their careers are unknown to each other, but they end up making this work. And of course, Yor has a brother named Yuri who works for the secret police, and he doesn't like Lloyd just because he thinks, sorry, there was eyelash in my eye. He just doesn't think that any guy is good enough for his older sister. So that causes some kind of sitcom scenarios, but then also you've got the action comedy, and later they adopt a dog that they named Bond, who he was experimented on when he was a puppy, so he can actually tell the future, but only Anya can see his visions because, he's a dog. He can't relay his visions, but Anya can see them because she's telepathic. And so that's where a lot of it comes from. And while he's doing this, he's sending Anya to a private school where the general he's trying to meet, his son, I think his name is Damien, he goes to that same school, and Anya's like trying to befriend him, and he doesn't like her, or so he claims. And it's just a really funny, good, solid anime that you don't want to miss. I always have fun with it. So I, for one, am excited that it's returning for a third season. This is according to AnimeCorner.com. Spy Family Season 3 is officially in the works, as announced earlier by a visual teaser drawn by character designer Kazuyuki Shimada. Art director Yuni Yoshida did the concept. The details on the release date have not been announced, but we do know that the third season will be a direct sequel to the TV anime's second season. Season 3 of Spy Family Anime was announced during the Spy Family Anime Extra Mission event held today at Musashino Forest Sports Plaza. Spy Family is based on a manga by Tetsuya Endo. The manga series spawned an anime adaptation in 2022. The first cour aired in the spring of 2022 anime season, and the second in the fall of the same year. Wit Studio and Cloverworks animated the series. The franchise also got an anime original movie titled Spy Family Code White that premiered late last year in Japan. And Crunchyroll describes the plot. World peace is at stake, and Secret Agent Twilight must undergo his most difficult mission yet, pretend to be a family man. Posing as a loving husband and father, he'll infiltrate an elite school to get close to a high-profile politician. He has the perfect cover, except his wife's a deadly assassin, and neither knows each other's identity. But someone does, his adopted daughter, who's a telepath. So there it is. Like I said, I'm super excited for this anime. I think it's going to be a blast. The first 2 seasons were fantastic. The movie was good. I do think it felt more like a long anime episode than a film, but I still enjoyed it. I thought it was a blast. I had a good time. That's all that matters when you go to the movies, right? At least according to me. But anyway, I really am curious. Tell me in the comments below, have you seen Spy Family? Have you read the manga? How do they compare? I've not read the manga yet. I've only watched the show, but I would love to hear your thoughts. And all I can say is I am more excited about the return of this anime versus some of the TV shows that I've been hearing about here in the United States. And that's a problem. I should be excited about what's going on. So far, the only thing that has even tickled my fancy is Mayor of Kingstown. And that actually kind of surprises me because I usually don't like shows where there's no defined good and evil, which that's how Mayor of Kingstown is. It takes place in a very corrupt city where this guy played by Jeremy Renner, Michael, he is basically he says his day job is that he's a prisoner advocate because there are several prisons around the town, but his job is to be a go-between the prisons and their staff, the police, and then the gangs that are all occupying the town. His job is to basically keep the peace. So, but there's no defined good and evil there. It's just a show about a corrupt city. And usually I don't like that kind of things, but kind of like Ripley, this one surprised me about how good it is, the quality of the writing and the acting. That's really pulled me in. But with Spy Family, there is sort of a clear, Twilight, who's on the t-shirt here, he is clearly the good guy in this, sometimes a little oblivious, but that's where a lot of the comedy comes from. But once again, I'm excited for this anime. Season 3 coming soon. Hopefully we'll have a release date when they're ready to announce it. If you like that video, be sure to like it, share it out to your friends, leave me a comment on what you think, hit the subscribe button, and if you're watching on YouTube, ring the little bell so you get notifications whenever I post a new video, but also consider becoming a channel member where you get all kinds of perks, including a first look at a video once a week ahead of everyone else. And if you're like, hey, Jacob, I don't want to support you on big tech, how else can I do that? Well, don't worry. If you're watching on Rumble, BitChute, or Odyssey, click on my locals community. The link is in the description. You can support me there. It's kind of like a Patreon or a Subscribe Star. I also post content there as well. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on StudioJake. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die.